Okay, so this is the first of two videos, which is going to go over pick lists in Raintree. In this first video, we're going to walk through basic navigation. We're going to walk through how to load and save various lists within a pick list, and we're going to look at the activity log in detail to use that log to drive our billing. First, let's look at navigation. So in the bottom of every pick list, there are several identifiable buttons. We have an add button, an edit button, a delete button, freeform edit button, our add or load template button, and then some navigation arrows. So if I click on this plus button here in the bottom corner, what's going to happen is I'm going to get my lists loaded. You can see I got some favorites here, and then all items is a database of all the different exercises in this list because we're in an activity log. And these exercises were preloaded, but Raintree gave us good examples, and we have the rights to edit this as well. So if people have other items they'd like added in here, just go ahead and let us know, and we can get those added for you. But to add something, I could just click on it. Let's go with, let's search for, let's say, shoulder. And we can find some various exercises here. Let's say we want to do all these isometric exercises for the shoulder. Just going to go ahead and click through these and go ahead and hit save here, or F10 in the corner. And there we go. All our exercises are then loaded into my pick list. Going back down through the buttons here, if I wanted to edit any one of these exercises, I could click here on the edit row button, and I'm going to bring up this screen where I can free edit any of these. So let's say this last exercise, we wanted to make it a shoulder press. Let's spell that correctly, shoulder press, and hit enter, and there we go, we've edited that. That button works. Otherwise, I could also just freely click on any of these, and I'm going to get that same screen that comes up so that I could edit each individually as well. The next would be to delete. So let's maybe delete this shoulder flexion since we've already done the press. I'm going to click the delete button here, and you'll see that that disappears. If I really couldn't find anything and I want to just free write, I can click the free form add, and now I can add anything else. So let's say leaves. Awesome shoulder exercise. There we go. So I can add anything that way as well. And then I could always edit it again by clicking on the edit button or double clicking. Then let's say I wanted to load this little set and save it for myself in the future. And that's the real power of a pick list. So within the pick list, what I can do is click this next button, which is templates and default. If I click on that, you can see I have several options. And if I wanted to, let's say, save this current set as a template, I could click there. I could label this as Lee's awesome shoulder set stage 1. Click OK. And now this list is going to be preloaded for me anytime I want to go and save it again or to find it again. So let's say that I started from scratch, and that's really, again, the power and the way that we save time in Raintree is to use these pick lists. I would go in here, and instead of clicking the save, I would just click load a template. And I'm going to have a bunch of different options. Some of these are group, so anyone has access to them. Some of them are personal. So I saved a personal template. I'm going to click on show only personal templates. And there we go. Lee's awesome shoulder set stage 1 is right on top there for me. Go ahead and click on that and load it up. And here we go. Okay, so it's right there for us. Final little part of this video is just to talk about how we can effectively use the activity log to drive our billing. So right now, even though I have this set saved, and I could always modify it and save other sets as well, which is going to save me a ton of time, I don't have enough information to really make this valuable to me. So if I wanted to make this perfect for our billers so that our billers never had to talk to us about inaccuracies within our billing, or an auditor would be able to look at my note and clearly identify what I had done, I want to add a couple other pieces of information to this. So what I'm going to first add is a title. So I want to label these under the CPT code that they fall under. So I'm going to add, and I'm going to add therapeutic exercise as my title. And what you're going to see is that title actually comes not in the correct place for me. So I'm just going to use that last button here and bump that back up. Now I have therapeutic exercise, and then every exercise that I did right underneath that. Okay. So one other really nice feature for the pick list is to be able to multiple select. And so I can do that by holding the shift key. Now, if I click on any one, let's click on the top here and hold Shift and then click on another item, you'll see that all the items in between become highlighted. That's going to really save me time when I want to edit the items, multiple items at a time. So I've selected all the items, and then next I'm going to add a CPT code to each item. So I'm going to double click over here on CPT code. I'm going to select therapeutic exercise and hit enter or save. And now you'll see that therapeutic exercise has been tagged to each item so that I can clearly define for an auditor which exercise was defined under that therapeutic exercise code that I've built. Now I also need to do a couple more things, so I'm going to unselect these just so you can see what happens. I have to tell the system that something was done today or not, or it's not going to include it in my note for billing. So I'm just going to click on done today, and as I do that, I'm going to either get a yes or a no. I want to say yes for all these, so what I'm going to do is multiple select by holding Shift and clicking on the bottom, double click here, and everything is going to come up as yes. Let's say I also wanted to add some reps and sets to these items, and you'll see how fast I can do that. I'm just going to click Shift, double click on my sets, and add, let's say, 3 sets. You can just see I hit enter there, and the next column is automatically highlighted, so I can hit enter one more time of 10. So I've very quickly and efficiently added reps and sets and identified that I was done today. There's one final step to make sure that this activity log is perfect for our billers, and that is to add time. Now I could add time to each individual item that I've said yes to and that I've linked to a CPT code. But because I've labeled it as I have, I only really need to do that one time. And I'm going to click right on this label, and I'm going to add 30 minutes of therapeutic exercise. I'll see on the bottom of my screen here that total time has been 30 minutes. And then when I go over to my charges and my tracking, if I transfer that from my activities log, what I should get is my 30 minutes of TheraX comes in as 2. Okay, so that was just a quick overview of a pick list, how we can save a list for ourselves and go back and use it later, or a template if you want to call it that, how we can accurately bill from our activities log and describe where our CPT code has been derived from. Thanks for your time. Again, look for that next video related to pick lists and how to use pick lists for a couple other features in the system related to goals, special tests, and a couple other items. Thanks.